It even gave me the 3-2-1, and I fucked it up.
No, that's all right.
No, official.
No, I got it. Welcome to the channel today. It's me and Joe, and we're going to talk about dumb shit in this podcast.
That is exactly what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Yes, the monikers, Merlin.
I've been here a while.
Nick has been here a while, and before we get started, Nick pretty much summed up the whole show for me. Like literally, that's literally what all these are. They pretend like there's a schedule. It's not really.
A little bit.
Well, okay, most of them are kind of focused, but sometimes depending on who comes on here, it could go completely off the rails. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I leave it in terms of the guests for the most part. But firstly, Nick, we never really went into much detail about it because I remember there was one of the first podcasts you were on, if not the first, where everybody did their monikers, and you just said, "I'm Nick." Now,
yeah.
I mean, I know that there has been jokes about Leroy Jenkins,
I don't know,
back in the day from D&D, but why is it you chose just Nick and didn't feel like a moniker? I mean, I'm curious.
I'm just me, and I have my own YouTube channel. I'm just me on my YouTube channel. So
Susquehanna River Goblins, plug.
I mean, there are no current videos right now because I've been too busy between work, and Adam hasn't done a lot, so we haven't done anything recently. But.
Yeah, I feel you, man. Actually, it's funny. To those that don't know, I mean, you guys have seen Dapper the Slough here. That's his younger brother, and his older brother Adam. We've all been friends, so I'm friends with all the brothers.
Yeah.
And Dapper, aka Tanner, actually brought up. No, or was it Will? Will brought up a suggestion that at some point he thought it'd be crazy if I could get all of you on the podcast at the same time. What would that be? Would that be possible for you all to be in the same room and do that?
Theoretically, but Adam has a full-time girlfriend.
Okay.
So
full-time
is no longer part-time. So
what did that have? What was that a transition? That's the thing.
I don't know. It just takes a little bit of time.
Well, I mean, I live with my girlfriend. Does that mean she's full-time?
Yeah, she's a full-time girlfriend for you.
Okay, but I mean, I still do stuff every once in a while.
Yeah.
Interspersively, but that's the thing. This is part-time.
Yeah,
Girlfriend's
Adam
full-time.
doesn't really play Magic anymore.
Yeah, but anyway, let's not get sidetracked. Why Nick? Why Nick? Why is it just a name? Why no moniker? If there is an answer.
Not really. It's just like it's just easier for me. Like
what's my name on this video? Hell with it. Safe is not.
That's just what I use on my channel. Like it's not that big a deal.
All right. Well, cool. For you guys that might not remember, Nick's been on some videos before, read movies and stuff. Mostly, Nick's really into Magic the Gathering and tries to get me to play random board games sometimes.
Yeah.
Talk to me about it, man. What's been going on? What's going on in the world of Magic? Stuff we're talking about. Cool stuff. What do you like, dislike? New decks?
Yeah, I mean, yesterday I spent way much more money than I should have buying a Death Shadow.
Yeah, this guy spends, didn't you tell me you spent a couple grand building your deck over the years or something?
Oh, my collection's insured for 10 grand.
10 grand?
It's insured, yeah.
Did you bring them? I see you brought your bag.
I brought my bag. It just has
You're gonna show me some cards, man? Is that what this is gonna be? A card show?
We could.
I love looking at the cards. I don't know what they mean, but I love looking at them.
I got a new EDH deck. It's Wizard Tribal, which is a tribal ADH deck based around wizards.
Okay. What is an ADH deck?
It's a commander.
Okay.
You've played it before.
A little bit. I remember. I think I won too. I don't know how.
Yeah, because you were playing Kalia. Kalia is a dumb commander. I agree. I think that I don't know. I don't like Kalia, but she is like the fair police. She keeps things fair.
Balances things out.
Yeah. But yeah, so it's a 100-card singleton. So there's one of every card in the deck, and you have a commander.
Mm-hmm.
That's your. So you have 99-card deck, and then your commander's your 100th card, and you can play your commander at any time, it's in your hand.
Okay.
That's it. It's in your command zone. You play a game of Magic, and there's only one of each card in your deck, so it's pretty random and it's fun.
Okay. That's what it sounds.
It's usually kind of slower, and it's a multiplayer format, so it's meant to be played with 2 to 5 people.
Mm-hmm. Aren't most matches one-on-one, or is it
Yeah. Tournament plays one-on-one. So.
But I know that you've had certain games where it's set up where I think there were 3 or 4.
You can play multiplayer. Yeah.
Okay.
Multiplayer is a lot more fun.
Well, I got a question for you actually on that note. I don't know if I've ever asked you this, but if somebody wanted to get into Magic, what do you think the best way to get into it would be? Is there like a starter deck you'd recommend, or does it just kind of go by whatever your strengths are? Or is that kind of a hard question?
No, it's a complicated one, more than it's difficult. The best way to get into Magic is definitely just play with your friends, play a kitchen table.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to play more competitively, if you want to take it more seriously, after you start playing the kitchen table a little bit more and you try to get a little more practice, you understand, because that is really hard in Magic, is just playing with your friends and having fun.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a board game.
Okay.
That's really where it's at its best, and that's where I think everybody should play Magic.
But I know that you've gone far beyond that, though.
Yeah, I go to Grand Prix and I travel a lot and I try to have fun, but it's like and then go from there. Like next time at your store, ask them, do they have more like modern or standard players? When do they do F&Ms? When do they have events? So you can kind of schedule out your stuff and then kind of just build into their format. Do some research. Yeah, some research. Build a deck that you like. There's plenty of cheap decks that you can get for like less than $200, which doesn't sound cheap, but they have a resale value. They have a value to them. It's not like you're just spending $200 and then just throwing it out the window.
Oh, I know those are collectibles. I remember even back like 10, 15 years ago, I knew some people that were playing Magic that kept their cards and they did retain value. I don't know if you could still keep them.
That's not really comparable.
Could you keep them in play still, or is it just purely monetary value? Like if you brought back an older card, would it?
Yeah, definitely. People still play vintage. People still play
But do they overlap? I'd never really felt like. Could you stay within a particular set from say 2001? Could you still play with a modern one now?
That's what vintage and legacy are. Vintage is no cards are banned.
Okay.
So you can play any card. There are restricted cards, so you can only play one of some of the most powerful cards in Magic. You can only play one of them.
Only one, okay.
In your deck, which is fair.
One broken card. Though you told me
one of each. Just so there's the Power 9. No, most people just play one of each of the Power 9.
Okay, what are the Power 9?
They're they're just broken cards.
Tell me one. Just give me one.
There's Time Walk, which is 1 in a blue sorcery. Take an extra turn after this one.
Okay.
That's insane.
Okay.
The next fair take an extra turn card is 5 mana.
Mm-hmm.
This one's 2.
Oh, that's quick.
That's pretty broken.
That's pretty quick. Yeah, I remember you had to get a lot of mana. I remember that. That was a pain. You didn't have.
Well, that's the game.
I know.
That's the fun part of the game.
Well, it is. No, that was damn it, I couldn't do it. Where's my mana? I gotta save it up. I can finally use this.
Yeah.
And then you feel like a badass, and then
Yeah. And then there's the Moxes. So there's.
Say that again.
The Moxes. That's what they're called. There's Mox Dime, Mox Sapphire, Pearl, all the different colors. Not Pearl. No, it is Pearl. Yeah. Mox Opal's the one in modern.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Okay. Listen, there are thousands of cards.
Okay.
Just be lucky that I even remember even half of them.
Okay. Fair enough.
But they're all. There's one of each color, so one of each main colors, and they cost 0 mana. Mm-hmm. And they tap for whatever color they're representing. So there's the green one, 0 mana, taps for a green mana.
Okay.
So if you have an opening hand of 2 Moxes, a land, and you have to remember this is vintage, so there's lands that tap for 3 mana. Mm-hmm. And so you're just Mox, land that taps for 3 mana, play a 5-drop on turn 1. That's this format. Okay. That's why you can only play one of each, because if you could play more than one, the games would just not be fair.
Well, I remember you told me one of the things that came out is every time they came out with a new set, over time there would just be certain cards that were banned. And I just always thought it was kind of funny that they'd be releasing so many that were so broken.
It's to keep things fair on a set. But
I don't get it. Why?
That's the entirety of standard. That's the entirety of standard.
Okay.
So standard is just playing with the most recent cards.
Okay.
So when they release more cards, they take some out.
Okay.
They take out the older ones. So you're just playing with the most recent cards.
Okay, so it does kind of change over time.
And then modern is just playing with half the cards.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, and then as you release more cards kind of shift in balance. The cards that are on the border to being too strong or too weak, or unplayable and playable. So they shift all the time. That's why it's probably not recording now, is it?
Oh, it's recording.
Oh, it is. Okay,
it's just the screen.
The
goes
computer
down.
locked. I don't know. They won't know that, but the computer did lock, and I just assumed it interrupted.
No,
recording,
it's everyone sees that when they're on here. Like, oh no, what happened? It's just lack of activity.
Yeah. So as more cards get released, then they shift the balance to the ones that I already have, and that's why some get banned because some are just too strong.
Mm-hmm.
It's not because they just got printed or they're just broken right out of the gates. It's because over time, the way Magic is played has shifted.
Makes sense. They try to mix it up. Do the rules change significantly, or is it always pretty much the same?
It's always the same base rules. They just add what are called mechanics and stuff. So their mechanics are just, or keywords, are just basic effects that are thematic to a certain block or plane that you're playing on.
Okay.
At the time. So Kaladesh is the revolt mechanic, where when something leaves play, when you play a card, it does a little bit something extra. Stuff. There's the energy mechanic as well in Kaladesh. That's you have energy as a resource. No other plane has that.
Okay.
So the mechanics are usually unique to a plane, and they usually keep things thematic and they're fun, and they give. That's the main reason why stuff changes around a lot.
Well, that's cool. I mean, they try to mix it up, keep you learning.
Keep it new, yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. Do you generally think? I think you like the system of Magic. You think it's pretty balanced. Is there anything that you don't?
Oh, it's definitely the best board game.
Well, yeah, that's actually one thing I kind of wanted to shift into, because I remember we used to kind of compare them. I know you used to play Yu-Gi-Oh! A lot, and a lot of people are like,
oh yeah, when I was in middle school and high school, that's fun.
And you said that you thought that was actually pretty balanced system too. I mean, I think was it simpler than that?
Yeah, I mean, remember, this is original Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yeah,
where nothing is fair.
Well, wait. If you're playing by the show rules, or you play by the real rules, right?
By actual rules. And I think, original Yu-Gi-Oh! is not... I mean, it's fun. It's just not fair.
Okay.
And it's the thing about every card game is there's a lot of upkeep to it sometimes. Just keeping aware of all the cards and what people are playing, and sometimes you just have to do research, which is, I mean,
how many kids do you think grew up watching the show and try to just go by the rules on the show without doing research on the cards?
Plenty. I'm sure plenty.
That's not what Blue Eyes White Dragon does.
But it's what you want them to do.
That's what you want them to do. I don't know. Did you play much Pokemon when you were a kid? Did you like that one? Was that okay?
Tanner collected those cards. We played. I mean, he had his collection. We kind of drafted them out sometimes, and we built decks, and we play from his collection. Which, I mean, it was fun. I actually like the Pokemon system. It's very simple. It's very user friendly. It's good for little kids if you want to introduce them to card games. So
true. I don't know. Did you ever? I don't know, you may have found it. I remember they were around a lot at the height of the show, but did you ever get your hands on or attempt to play by any of the rules of the Dragon Ball Z card game, if you remember that?
I remember the Dragon Ball Z card game.
Still a thing, apparently. Had a comeback or guess.
Okay. So the thing about the Dragon Ball Z game, I have a Dragon Ball Z card game playmat from the 90s.
No way.
I have one. Cool. And it doesn't have, guess what the characters are that are on it.
Shit, the 90s?
They're not,
oh no.
It is not the main cast, so it's not.
It's not the main cast?
Yeah, so it's.
You have a Dragon Ball Z player card map
that does not have Goku on it.
That's a bizarre, is it a villain? Is it King Kai? Master Roshi?
No. It's the androids.
Oh, which ones? Just all of them?
Just all of them, yeah.
Well, that's kind of cool.
Minus Cell and, yeah.
Very good. He is an android.
Yeah.
Some people miss that.
Yeah.
That's cool, man. No, so did you actually get the chance to play it or look at them, or? I remember.
What I have figured out from people that have actually played the game.
Okay.
And everybody feels the need to comment this whenever they see the playmat. I don't know why. They just are like, oh, do you actually play that? I'm like, no. And they're like, oh man, it's getting a comeback right now. It's pretty hot. I'm like, okay. And it was like, yeah, when I played originally, I'm like, dude, you're like 50. What are you? Okay. When I played originally, apparently it got sold out and then bought again, and then they did a remake and it was bad and it stopped, and now they're doing a new one. I'm like, okay,
Because of Super, yeah, probably.
I don't know.
Well, when I was a kid, I remember I came across a couple of them, and it was a lot of anime card games are kind of based around like, I guess you have an action card, you've got energy cards, and you've always got one from like a moment in the show which does something. I don't, like I said, I never tried to play it because I was too young, but it's funny, lately, I've been like, if someone could track it down, I wouldn't mind trying to play that just to see if it's any like good or not.
All right, if you gave them a challenge, they're gotta deliver now. Can we get Joe 2 starter decks from Dragon Ball Z?
Oh, it's Dragon Ball Z's card game?
Collectible card game. Any version of it. Any of the 3 versions I'm okay with.
You want the subscribers to send me one?
Yeah, or at least find you one. We'll pay for it if they can send you a link.
Yeah, send me a link. I'm sure they're on Amazon. They're probably worth something now, but if they re-released
yeah, I don't know.
The new version.
No, but none of the older versions are playable. They're just collectible. So
you can't play any of the old ones?
No.
You couldn't find a set?
Because it's a new system. It's a new game.
But couldn't you learn the old rules? And
yeah, we could definitely learn the old rules and still play them.
Yeah, I guess that wouldn't really be relevant.
They're not worth anything because you can't play them in tournaments and win money.
Well, I mean, okay, well, I saw like a picture of them and I thought, hey, getting myself some cards, I think for the collector's value, I'd probably get a kick out of that nostalgically.
Oh, yeah.
I know I would. Like, so I'm just saying it'd be kind of cool to see if I could figure out the rules because they look bizarre to me. So you never actually played it, I guess?
I played it when I was like 7, and it was like, whatever. I don't know.
Was it like Pokemon?
It was like, I don't know. I don't remember. I played a couple games, and I was like, yeah, I don't like it. It's not fun.
All right. Well, that's the limit, I think, of my card game knowledge is Magic and just a couple anime-based ones. Though it's crazy, a lot of them have them. I think Inuyasha's got one, Sailor Moon.
Yeah, I know Inuyasha, Sailor Moon, Naruto. Dragon Ball Z.
Bleach probably.
Bleach does.
Pretty much any shonen that you could turn to fighting.
Yeah, pretty much. They definitely stopped that recently.
Yeah,
the last like 10 years, but
people probably weren't. After a while,
yeah, people don't buy them. And you just play play Yu-Gi-Oh now. Yeah, if you want to play an anime one, you play Yu-Gi-Oh.
Everyone does play Yu-Gi-Oh. That's true. Well, I know you're interested in a lot of other board games. I think it was like last New Year's or Christmas.
Oh yeah, it's the holidays. I get probably 2 board games between November and February. Every year.
If you want to show 1 or 2 in the channel coming up, that's cool. But the one, what was the one you had me play? It was like a weird. Was it a Japanese or Chinese game with the weird you had to fill
the name of it.
You had to fill up the different dots to get across the little line.
What is the name of it? I'm blanking on the name of it.
Okio or something. It was really cool. I really liked the visuals of it. It was very Asian. Very Asian.
Yeah, it definitely was just a weeby game. But
it was cool though. I liked it.
It was really. It's very simple. Oh God.
I wanted to ask you about it because you were talking about board games tonight. I was like, what is that?
Oh my God, I blanked on the name of it.
If anyone knows. Well, anyway, maybe it'll come back to you.
Yeah, it'll come back to me later. But
what are some other board games you really like that you think are fun to play? You could recommend to people if they're into that stuff.
Oh, man, there's so many. Every board game is different and everyone is different about their board games.
Okay, what do you mean by that?
So, depends how big your friend. If you're only playing with 3 people, that limits you a lot. If you're only playing with 6 people. There's a difference. There's not a lot of games that play with 6 people. Most games play between the 2 to 4 range. Okay. That's pretty comfortable. A lot of games that go up to 8 players aren't really fun with 6 people. Let's see what else. There's a difference between complexity between games, how hard they're to understand. You don't play a lot of board games. So I'd bring a lot. You're a lot more accustomed to simpler games. They're that don't have a lot of complexity. That aren't a lot of keeping track of things or understanding resources. Well,
that's true. I know that when we play Pathfinder, we're pretty flexible with things most of the time. For instance, to be honest with you, we have done that a lot over the years, but we don't go that hardcore about following every individual rule. And for instance, one thing that's always kind of bothered me, it's just a nitpick that I have with the way we've done games, is when you have arrows. Yeah. And people are supposed to keep track of.
Oh, nobody keeps track. I know nobody does.
And of course we usually have so much gold because the DM doesn't care. I'm it would be cool to run out of fucking gold and then find a way to get gold to get more arrows or make them out of arrows.
This is my problem. This is a big problem I have with Dungeons and Dragons.
Okay.
Most
tabletop RPGs.
Pretty much every tabletop RPG that isn't designed to be like inherently survivalist or like resource dependent. Is there's too much fucking money everywhere.
Yeah, I don't like it because even when they start you out, usually you get a decent amount of money to.
No. In Pathfinder, you start out with like, I don't know, 15 to 60 gold, depending on your class, which is nothing. That's barely enough to buy a fucking. You buy a weapon, you can't afford armor.
Well,
most of the time.
To be fair, I think usually they let you have the armor, but then again, usually most people are paladins or clerics where they got the money. So then
they just buy.
The holy people have the money. I find that ironic, but go ahead.
Yeah, and it's just like, and then it becomes and then after that you like kill a goblin and you're like, okay, well he has like 2 gold, and then you roll some dice and he's like, oh, it turns out he has like a gold ring from a raid or something, and then you're like,
and it turns out the gold ring is like super ridiculous.
Yeah, and then they go to sell it and you're like, oh, the gold ring's just worth like
billions.
20 gold, and you're like, oh, sweet, and this is level 1. And it's just like, okay. And over like, by the time you hit level 3, all of a sudden you have like 400, 500 gold, and you're like,
it goes up pretty quickly.
Okay. And then it's like,
see, you're the first person I met that complained about being too easy with the money.
Most of the stuff in the game, and pretty much everything in the game, like 500 gold is enough to buy like, you can buy a house in Pathfinder for 500 gold. Like, albeit not a good one, but you can buy one. Which is insane.
I mean, most of the games I play, people usually aren't too concerned about buying houses. They're just adventuring.
But imagine that.
Yeah, it's easy to okay, I'll tell you a mistake I made. I'm kind of notorious for being very liberal with my games. You know? I like people,
but they're fun that way. Don't lie to yourself. People
like my games because I like people to be awesome and fight ridiculous stuff. But I've made a few mistakes in my time DMing. One of my mistakes was in one of my most recent games. I like towards the end of the game, the reward, or one of the rewards towards the end, was I just basically gave them a shit ton of money.
Yeah.
Like a lot, without thinking that literally by doing that, I kind of handicapped myself, because there was literally a point where if they wanted to be assholes, they could have been like, all right, well, there's this entire invasion force going on over there. Well, literally, we could just pay for an army to take care of this.
Yeah.
Like seriously, there was this whole like character-based thing I had where they were gonna have to try and get this boat from this guy, and they just bought the boat from him. And I'm just like, well, that kind of made it less interesting.
And that's
that was my mistake. To be honest.
I don't know, but like that's a very easy mistake to make. Like you give them like one, you're like, oh, I'll give you this cool magic weapon, and then it's very easy for a character to just turn around, sell it for 60,000 gold or whatever. And then buy enough magic items for everyone.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, and it's so easy to do that, and it's a lot easier than people realize. Like, and then they have the whole crafting system, which nobody uses.
The crafting I always thought was interesting, but it's like, craft. I mean, sometimes they do, like, if they got to make a boat or something.
Yeah, the crafting system though, because it's like, unless you're making magical items, the stuff you're making sells for 5 silver, 6 silver, and that's the other thing. Is like there's no point to use anything but gold.
Yeah, it's true. Nobody ever does.
Like you tell people to use like electrum, and like, oh, that's just a weird value. That's just what, 5 gold, whatever.
Well, it's too easy to say
5 silver.
Just throw gold to keep it simple.
Yeah, or like you tell me to use platinum, and they're
platinum is one of them.
But it's like the reason people don't use platinum is because it's more syllables to say.
So you're just saying that deep down everybody's kind of lazy.
Everybody's lazy when it comes to gold. Gold is simple. It's very
Look, man, if you told me that I had 10,000 platinums, I'd be like, yeah, I'm rolling it.
Not everybody knows what platinum is, too.
Oh, I'm sure most people that play D&D know what platinum is.
Yeah, exactly. But if I tell just a random person on the street, I have 5,000 gold, they'd be like, oh, wow, that must be a lot.
But if you say 5,000 platinum, it's some weird memory. What the hell is that?
Okay, I don't know how much that is, whatever.
That's why in the music industry, when he goes platinum, that's good, guys. That's big money.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Gold is much more, I guess, grokkable. It's a lot more like.
Nick, correct me if I'm wrong. There's a couple rules that I know we kind of have ignored, but in your games you tend to be a little bit harder about it when it comes to confirming criticals. Do you do that? You confirm criticals?
Oh, definitely.
So,
it's a major part of the game. There's whole
like
classes and mechanics and feats and stuff that are based on that.
Well, we inherited the game from someone else kind of taught us some of the basics, and he always kind of skipped that. In my mind, when I think about it literally, you hit, you did a critical hit, critical damage. Are you in game? Are you confirming it to see if you actually did it? Like, is that to add an extra layer of suspense? Is that why that exists? Because it seems overly complicated to me.
No, I mean, to me, it's like, you're a paladin. You have all this armor.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if I critically hit you as a goblin with a dagger, like, it does 8 damage if I critically hit.
Okay.
On average. And you're a big paladin. You're wearing all this armor.
Mm-hmm.
What if their dagger doesn't even pierce your armor?
Okay.
What if they hit you in the weak spot, but their dagger doesn't even... That's what the extra layer of critical.
Well, that's actually something I really liked about Warhammer.
Yeah.
Is that they actually had that system where you had to roll based on where you actually hit them, and that determines how much damage it does. Kind of like Fallout. I like that. I think that's pretty cool because it's really literal.
That. That's really nice.
And then it's really like you know exactly how much damage is being done, and like if you lose a leg, and you're seriously crippled, or you could like bleed out and die if you don't fix it. Like in Pathfinder, it's like, oh, I got hit.
They kind of have that, but they don't.
I took damage, but unless you do a specific type of attack, I'm taking.
Yeah, unless you mention it, it's just random essentially.
I'm down to 1 HP, but I'm still doing as much damage and being fine as if I was at 100. You know what I mean? That's the stuff that kind of bugs me. Like, you should be performing less. Like your strength should go down, Constitution.
Yeah.
Like that, for me, I always thought that made it a little odd. Like, it's not a video game, but
I mean that's also an extra layer of complexity, and they want it to keep it as simple as possible. That way you can add in your complexity as you go.
That's true.
Because you don't want to. You want to be new player friendly. You don't want to like.
Yeah, that's true. And honestly, even getting into something like Pathfinder or Dungeons and Dragons, it can seem really intimidating.
It's inherently complex. There's just a lot going on. It's like playing a board game and managing a spreadsheet at the same time.
That's exactly what it's like, actually.
Yeah.
That's a good metaphor. I like that. Yeah, man. What was the other one? Was confirming criticals was one. Crap, I forget what the other thing was I was going to ask you. But, yeah.
And it's not like if you have a high enough attack, confirming criticals isn't actually difficult, because all you have to do is just have an attack that hits.
Okay.
And if you're a warrior or a fighter or a paladin, you can still do that, and you can't fail on a 1. It's not like you're just rolling to see if you hit again.
Oh, that's why my other question I was thinking. In a lot of our games, we house rule that you can crit on undead. Do you think they shouldn't?
That's a flavor thing.
Because I was thinking, like, okay, critical in the sense that you're doing damage to a living being, sure, but it's a form. You can break a bone or, slice through it. Critical, I don't know, hit it at its vital point. And how do you feel about that? Critting on dead. We always crit on dead.
At the core, that is a flavor thing more than anything else.
All right.
So that is entirely up to the DM, I think. I mean, when I think undead, there's like 2 main undead. There's undead that are just, you just raise them from the dead, and it's just the corpse, and that's it.
Zombie.
Then there's like the undead where you infuse them with magical energy, kind of more like
a ghost or some sort of vampire.
Skyrim or whatever. Kind of like Skyrim, where you have you infuse them with energy, and they have at the sense a core of energy that you can disrupt.
Cool.
So, and those are the ones I would say you can crit on, because you can disrupt that core of energy. And then on a balance perspective, though, undead are inherently have low life totals, have low AC, don't have very good saves.
Makes sense.
They're balanced that way, so you can kill them easier. So I don't know. I think a DM should take that into perspective.
No, you're right. It is sometimes case by case. You're right. Well, besides that, were there any other tabletop games you liked? I know we've done All Flesh Must Be Eaten a lot. There's been.
I started a Pokemon game yesterday.
Oh, yesterday was. You did run a Pokemon game a little while.
For a while, yeah.
I like that. I had
I played PTU, which is Pokemon Tabletop Adventures. I don't know why it's a U. I think it was originally Pokemon Tabletop Universe.
It's a good system.
I think it's actually really good. I think the hardest part, most complicated part of the game is balancing the Pokemon together.
Mm-hmm.
But all in all, I think it's a really good system. I think they did very well designing it. I think it's very strong. It's Pokemon. There's a lot to it. There's 700 Pokemon or whatever.
Do you actually stat your trainer or no?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, your trainer is like a character.
Okay.
Is like you make like a character like in Pathfinder,
mm-hmm.
and then all the Pokemon are like little monster sheets that you just hand to people.
It's cool.
They can level them up and design the Pokemon as they go.
Is that a D20 system or no?
It's a half and half. The trainers are like a D6 system.
Okay.
And the Pokemon are a D20 system. So they're pretty separated from each other.
Interesting.
Which is nice because all you use your trainer for is non-combat.
Cool.
And all you use your Pokemon for is combat. And D6s work really good outside of combat. D20 is the best combat system.
That I would agree with that, honestly. It's always been the easiest system to use, and I find that really interesting. Like, I feel like D20, once you get past that, when we try to do simpler systems, it seems like it's harder for people to grasp it because they're so used to D20 rules.
Not even that. I think when you go outside of when you go under D20, like you go to a D10. D10 system's also really good, but it has like I think 5%. Like a natural 20 is a good critical range,
mm-hmm.
better than like the 0 on a D10 system is just 10%.
Mm-hmm.
But when you go like under that, it's missing something. It's almost too simple at that point.
Yeah.
It's almost like
you gotta fill in the blanks a lot more with.
And then suddenly you start adding dice. Suddenly you start rolling 6 dice, 8 dice, 10 dice,
and you're just like.
Yeah.
It's like counting a lot more. That's true.
And then that makes it more complicated than just rolling a D20 and adding a number.
That makes sense. Everything is there as opposed to kind of keeping track of more stuff that you add on as you go.
Mm-hmm.
That might explain. I never thought of it that way, but we have had trouble with that. I remember. Well, go ahead.
Yeah. So just rolling a dice and just adding a number is way simpler. And then D20 they normally do crits and failures,
mm-hmm.
which is very frustrating. I don't know if you've ever. I know you have experienced it, but I think it's very frustrating.
What, D20? Like, no, that's
D10.
Oh, D10?
Because it's like, you get a 10, you get a 1, they cancel each other out. You're like, oh, great.
Oh, yeah,
so now I'm just stuck with this other shit.
That's right, it's the pluses and minuses, and if you get it just incorrectly, it none negates it even if you did well, if you don't get past it. If you just get the 0, it doesn't count.
Yeah, it's just very easy to just...
It's easy to fail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very easy to roll 10s, and at the same time, it's very easy just to, like, fail.
You're instead of rolling one dice and saying add up, okay, does it go against the AC? It's like, no, okay, roll in your defaults or whatever, your drawbacks.
They take away AC, like, as a number. It's normally, like, 15 or 18. It's, like, 4, and you have to roll successes. And they're also rolling successes. So they roll 4 dice and you roll 6, and you're just like...
Is that what... that's what I was going to get into. Is that kind of one of the issues with Shadowrun? Because I know you ran Shadowrun.
Yes, I hate D10 systems.
Because I'll be honest, I still feel a little bad to this day because your brother got me that book, and I tried to run that system, but I found it too frustrating. I really did.
There's just a lot to it. A lot of it's really outdated. But yeah, I hate D10 systems to the core. They're like, just for that main reason, it's just like, all right, you roll 4 dice, you roll 6, and it's just very easy just to like do nothing.
I mean, yeah,
or feel like you're just, all right, you do 1d8 damage or 1d10 damage. It's just like, lame.
Yeah, it's true. You got your gun or whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess typically though in those types of situations. One of the best things about those is if you are more into the role-playing stuff, I think that's what those games are more
designed for.
And
I think that's great for Call of Cthulhu, where you're not really fighting these huge Cthulhu monsters.
You're running away.
Yeah, you're mostly just interacting with other NPCs and other characters and trying to develop the world a lot more.
You know, and I enjoy those too. Those are good for story and stuff if you're not overly worried about the rules. I mean, but even in those, the combat can either get frustrating because it's too simple or,
But, if I lose to a giant Cthulhu monster, I don't feel as bad as just,
losing to some other guy.
With a gun, yeah. It's so just...
You're also limited to in a lot of those games because in something like a lot of the D20 games, I guess like D&D, you have all these weapons and skills and spells to choose from. Whereas outside of character-based stuff, usually you just punch or you hit, or you have to get creative with your rolls and say, I try to do the somersault thing and plug this door, and you're like, okay, I mean, you roll it. Sure you did it, even though it doesn't really make any sense.
Yeah, I don't mean that. No, Shadowrun's like. There's so much to it. I think that's the problem.
Yeah. Shadowrun's very complicated. Yeah.
There's so many layers to it.
I would have to sit down and you have to study it. You have to kind of go in.
You have to read the whole book, and then you have to read the whole book to your group.
Yeah.
And expect them to understand the entirety of it.
It's tough. You have to study up on it,
or you can just. Everybody gets a book and just reads it at their own time.
And then you see, for most people, that's doing too much.
Or too much money or whatever. And there's like, well, I just play D&D, I know that.
Yeah, that's what always kind of happens when we try and couple. And we've experimented with a couple. Do you remember Anima?
I actually really like Anima.
See,
we played it wrong.
Well, explain that to me, because what did we miss? What did we miss?
A lot of things. When you the character creation, first off, they missed a section in the character creation.
Okay.
And they had to go back and errata it, if I remember correctly.
I remember it was like a translation thing, so it was a new book.
Yeah, it was a translation thing. It was just a problem. But
because I remember we were missing a whole I remember
I played an Anima game.
You did, and I was like, I didn't believe you, because I remember Gimli he played this magic character. We had no idea how magic.
Exactly, that's the section they missed in character creation.
Yeah.
It's just they missed the magic section. It became almost impossible to just understand it at any sort of real level.
Well, I don't know. It's so.
I played an Anima game 6 months ago for a while, and it's like
it's fine.
Yeah, the system is fine. It's a lot of fun. It's not like
I don't.
It is still complicated, but it's still a lot of fun.
Well, I don't know if I ever get a guest to try that again.
No, because Alex absolutely hates it. I think that I'm going to be upright with this. Alex just hates any other system that just isn't D&D.
That's not true. He likes All Flesh Must Be Eaten and World of Darkness. And I mean, that's about it.
Yeah, he hates anything that is a little bit more complicated than D&D.
Well, he really likes Pathfinder,
which is fine. I really like Pathfinder too,
and I do too. But that is definitely his system.
Yeah,
and he's comfortable with it. That's true.
And it's like if we introduce a new system and it seems at all that more than one person is like not having fun or not understanding it very well, he's like, well, let's just go back to Pathfinder. He's always the first person.
Well, I mean, to be fair, I guess he wants everybody to have fun, and I guess that's true.
I get that, but
we do cave in a bit sometimes if a game doesn't work out. That's true.
But
yeah,
I think, but Anima just had a problem. Like, people did their health wrong. People didn't make characters correctly. People didn't understand how to do magic. People didn't do items. The monsters are really hard to do in that game.
I remember
you have to make a lot of them.
A limited bestiary. I remember that.
They didn't have one.
They didn't?
Not in Anima. No.
I thought they had.
You had to make all your they had example monsters.
I think I might have used some and then went off it. But yeah, it's clearly we missed some basic rules there. But yeah, Anima apparently it is playable.
It's playable. It's fine. I did enjoy it.
Well, I'm glad that you did. Yeah, because it's still kind of
The only thing I don't like about it is the damage, because you refer to a chart, because you make an attack and it determines how much percentage damage you do. And then you go to the chart and you're like, okay, I do X damage and here's the percentage. And you do this, so you're like, make an attack and do 80% damage. Okay, I normally do 88 damage, so we go over to the chart and you're like, alright, so I did 80% of 88, and you're like, it's at 60 or whatever.
I remember something about
68 or whatever.
Well, I mean, if you showed me a new book, and I could read the rules and understand them, because I will say this. I did kind of have issues running that game and that's another one that I remember. I really liked Jaw's character because he was a pirate and he was just about to get his boat. Okay,
Yeah.
like Luffy, he was just about to get his boat.
I don't remember us playing that game.
I don't know, man. But
all I remember is people like rolling to hit something and then they're just I do 188 damage and you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah, like the calculations were off, and then like basically what broke it was they were killing everybody pretty easily, almost one hit in a monster, probably because we were doing the calculations wrong. And then Jesse got hit and then died by like negative 1,000 or something ridiculous, seriously. And then we're just like, well, fuck this, and nobody liked how people were fed up with it at that point. But
I think
but
another thing was
people
doing HP wrong, like you do multipliers, so it's a point-based system. So when you level up, you get a certain amount of points, and you put them in different stats and different skills and feats and stuff, which is fine. It makes sense. That's exactly what Pokemon is.
Yeah.
But people were doing the multipliers wrong. So you had mana, and you had health, and you had like dodgens. You had a bunch of skills. And then you did multiply. They always did multipliers wrong. So they were like, oh, so it's multiplier, so it's multiples. So it's like I get 3 times, 2 times, or whatever my health, and it's just like really, it's just you're adding like every multiple is like 10 or 15 or whatever, and it's like. So people were like, oh, I have 500 health, and it's like, no, you're supposed to have 140.
Oh, it was just bad math, basically.
Yeah, well, yeah, because people just kind of skipping over character creation. I don't know. And some of it was translation error, some of it was just people not trying to actually make a character, really. They didn't take the time to read all the rules out.
Yeah, that's the hardest part for a lot of us, I think.
Yeah, it's reading all the rules.
Well, Nick, that's what you're here for.
I know, and I always feel bad because I have to be the rules lawyer to just shit on people's day. And it's
like, well, you see, in the book it says this. Well, fuck that.
Yeah, they always get pissed. Or they get an attitude. It's like, dude, come on.
Well, maybe one day we'll play a Pathfinder game completely by the rules. I've never actually done that before. Actually, you know what I would really like to do that maybe I've done like once or twice?
What?
I really want to play a game where it does go by the grid. Because that has always been something that has been a pet peeve of mine. I know there's yours too.
They don't always use the play. Yeah.
Oh yeah, roll to hit. Where is he? Yeah.
He's within range.
He's within range, even though.
Yeah.
Are they within range? Sure. Like no one's never not in range. Well, you've got to take a turn to move up. We don't ever play that.
No.
I guess to make the combats less long, but.
Well, you know, we used to play with like 8 to 12 people every night.
But it hasn't been like that for years, though.
Yeah.
That I do remember that though. We did have one game that was
like 14 people. I remember that was our max. 14 people.
Crazy. Name everybody.
Well, obviously our core group. So it was me, you, Adam, Gary, Alex, Tanner, Brandon. Well, it was definitely.
Jeff was there.
Jeff was definitely there. We had probably not Keen at that point. We probably had.
Keen was in like one game. Was it Andre?
Andre was not there. It was Jesse, Ja. You. So it's 10. Well, and the last 2, the names escape me.
There were a couple people that popped.
James, his girlfriend. That's 12.
The werewolf guy.
What was the last 2? What were the last 2? Did I say Jesse already?
You did. You said me too. Twice.
Did I say you twice? So we're at 11 then.
Yeah.
What were the last 3? Adam. Adam was probably there.
Yes, other Adam.
Oh,
true.
Other Adam.
Other Adam was there. God, that was crazy. There's probably 1 or 2 miscellaneous people that might have popped in that didn't stick around.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Jesse. I'm trying to think of all the people that we've played over the years. So we had Jesse. I'm trying to think of any of my friends who wanted to play. And Tanner. Maybe one of Tanner's friends.
Possibly.
No, I don't think they. Tierney was probably one.
Tierney was in a couple for a while. Yeah, that's true.
Dom.
Dom! Yeah, Dom was there.
14. What was the 14th person? Might have been Andre.
Andre wasn't. I can't remember.
Might have been Andre or
44.
Yeah, might have been Andre or Keen.
Couple but 2 or 3 games.
Yeah, 14th is a flex slot. It could have been.
But the point is, well, I think we determined, even though we did do those like 10 plus people for a while, that's too many people.
I think 5 is too many people.
Well, D&D is supposed to be like a 3 to 4 players.
2 to like 6. But I don't know, dude. Like,
I don't know.
5 feels like too much most of the time.
Well, why do you think that?
Because pets count as characters. I count pets as characters.
Oh, okay.
So when you have 5 people, you probably have 2 pets. So you really have 7.
Not everybody has a pet. Most people...
I said 2, so it's 5. So that's 2.
Okay, if they're a druid or something, I guess.
They're a druid, ranger.
That
warlock,
doesn't count as a player. Oh, okay. You mean for combat?
Yeah, for combat.
Oh, wait. My bird hasn't gone yet. Roll 2.
Yeah. Well, sorcerer. They take up an initiative slot. Like, they're relevant.
All right, that's fair. All right. Okay. Well, so ideally, you think in a party for a game, you want to have 4 players and a DM?
4 players, a pet, and a DM. Yes.
I'll have to take that into account actually, because I mean, I don't know. Like, I prefer smaller games anyway. And I mean,
that's why I refuse to play Pokemon with more than 3 people.
Really?
Yeah.
Just because
the trainers go, the Pokemon go, so you really have 6 people. Usually there's a trainer that has two Pokemon out, so you really have 7 people. And it's
it's crazy. So can you imagine trying to do those like 10 people a game again?
Exactly. It's crazy.
I don't even know how we did that. All I know
we didn't use the grid, and
combats lasted like an hour.
We usually did 2 combats a night.
Maybe.
I think that's normally what we did, was 2 combats a night. If we were really lucky, we did 3.
And
and everybody was on their own. Alex didn't fix anybody's character sheets if they messed up.
That's true. Some people were infamous, though. Oh, man. It's good stuff.
And Tanner was really slow at combat.
For a long time.
You and Tanner were really slow at combat.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's true. And people always made fun of you for not playing your character.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, but it's definitely, I think, less people is better for a football game.
Yeah, it's a lot better. You can get more into the story, you can get character development, you can come up with
more interesting challenges.
Yeah, you have more interaction, you can do more combats, which are always fun, I think.
Yeah. Well, hey, man, we've been talking for a good while bit. Is there anything you want to finish up on before we closed out? Any other things, final thoughts? Anything non-board card game related you want to discuss quick? I know we saw Thor. It was pretty good.
Yeah, I feel like I totally fucked up that review. I was kind of falling asleep through half of it.
Well, do you want to talk about it quick for a minute? I mean, you were in the video, but...
I was in there for like 5 minutes, and I was just sitting on a camera, and then I just...
Well, it was funny. You did kind of your review, and then we cut, and then like, quick Nick finish. Oh, yeah, it was good. You know, it's a Marvel movie. What do you want from me? And then I thought it was pretty succinct. You know, it worked for me.
It's definitely on the better half of Marvel movies.
Mm-hmm.
Can't think of all the Marvel movies, so I can't really compare them.
Well, there's been 17 so far.
Exactly. I don't know, dude. I can't even remember all the Magic cards.
Well, that's fine. All right. Well, you know, Justice League's coming out. Are you excited for that this weekend? We'll probably see that. Are you going to see it with us?
I'm never excited for a Marvel movie. I don't expect anything good.
From a DC movie?
They're all the same. They're just comic book movies.
Comic book movies are all the same?
Yeah, superhero movies. Yeah.
Superhero movies are all the same?
I don't expect anything good from any
of them. Even if they are good, you're just not expecting
it's, then I'm surprised. Then I'm like, oh, this is actually fine. Okay. That's why I like Thor, I think.
So you just go in expecting it not to be good, and then you're good.
Yeah, that's why I like Thor, because the only reason I went there was because it was your birthday. We were doing the party afterwards.
You bastards. You bastards. Well,
I still feel bad, dude.
What do you... Dude, I'm still pissed because...
I know.
It was like, so are we doing a review?
We were like able to do a review, and I was like, oh shit, I'm parked out front, I can't go out the back. So I walked away, and then everybody followed me, and I was like, well, I've already committed.
And then everyone, so you were to blame for that movement. You were to blame.
Kind of, but I don't know why everybody else followed me.
Well, a couple people had to go, I think Will had to go that side, and Justin did too, but everyone, I guess...
And then, Jesse and Alex were just like, oh, I guess we're just getting rides or whatever. And I was like, what the fuck?
Well, it worked out, but it looked really bad for a minute.
Yeah, I was like, Fucking assholes.
No, that's cool. I kind of suspected something was up, but no, thank you for coming anyway. Yeah, man, it was a good time. It was a good movie.
Yeah. I don't know. The movie was like B minus, maybe B.
Oh,
B.
I think it was lower. I think you said like B plus last time or something.
Maybe.
It's in the B range. Somewhere.
Yeah, it's in the mid B range. I don't know. It's like, I think the action was actually good. It was kind of funny. I mean, all Thor movies are kind of funny.
Do you think it was too funny? A lot of people had a problem with that.
No, it's a Thor movie. Whatever. The intro was kind of cheesy. I didn't like the intro.
Oh, wait. You know, I guess they really liked it when in Guardians when they made fun of the bad guy in that one. I forgot his name. Ronan the Accuser. Remember when Star-Lord kind of was like, doing the dance in the middle of his evil speech? There was that joke. Do you remember that?
Is this the first or second Guardian?
The first one.
I don't remember.
Okay, well that was kind of the big thing where they were just kind of poking fun of the villain's evil speech, and they kind of started the movie with that with Thor, where he's telling his big monologue, and he's just like, "Excuse me," turning around,
Yeah.
That's what you didn't like?
No, I didn't like the intro. I do like that they brought it back. It came back in the end of the movie, which felt pretty full circle to me. But
that's true. But I still feel like he could have been a whole villain for a whole movie. And
definitely.
Ragnarok.
They could have done a whole movie where he was just hunting him down and fight him like that.
And I know that that has been an issue, and I mean, I guess it's just because it's a superhero movie and there's a bunch of them.
Yeah, there's so many villains to choose from. You have to.
There's no consequences though. This was supposed to be Ragnarok, right? Like a serious thing, and then it's just they destroy the city. It's not that sad. I don't know.
Destroy the world. Okay.
Asgard.
Asgard is not the place, but the people.
I know what they're going for, but that's not what Ragnarok really is. It's not what it was in the comics, but that's neither here nor there. I think it was well done for what it was. It was fun. It
was fine.
But you're not expecting anything from Justice League, basically.
No, I'm not gonna go see it.
You're not, even if we go see it.
No, I don't know.
Oh man, no support. You like Batman? He's in it. He's a guy in it.
It's okay. I'll just see it when it comes on TV. Whatever.
All right, that's fair.
See it at my house, on demand.
Did you see The Dark Tower yet?
No, I haven't.
Okay.
I had the opportunity to, but then I was just like, because my parents were like, "Oh, we rented this movie as a 40-hour rental," and I was just there, and I was just like, "No."
Well, there's a couple I want to catch up on. That is on Redbox, and I'm like, it is Dark Tower.
Did you see it or no?
No, that's one of the ones I missed. I did want to see it.
Who saw it? Someone watched it. Somebody told me it was good.
I heard some people said it was actually okay, but my guess is it's nothing like the books.
Might have been Jesse. Will. It was one of the guys told me it was good, and I was like, okay.
Yeah, sure. No, I mean, like as far as reviews go, it wasn't super hated, I guess, but it's not like it where everybody loved it.
Yeah.
I didn't see that either.
It was really good.
It was good. Was it as good as the book though? Because I really like the book.
Yeah, I think so.
I think they actually did a good job.
Yeah, I think they did a really good job. I mean, it's a 2-part movie, so they have the time, obviously, and the opportunities. So
they're doing the kids and then they're doing the adults separate.
Yeah,
right?
Which I think is fine. I think that's the good way to approach it.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, I hope.
Otherwise, it would probably be a 3-part movie.
Well,
with all the cutting back and forth and trying to explain everything.
That's true. You know what? I don't know if you should actually. I'm curious in the. Well, you can spoil it for me if you want. In it, do they talk about like the mythology behind the creature? Do they talk?
No, and that's really
they don't talk about the turtle.
I think about the turtle. Not really.
Because that was the most interesting part. Is the origin of the thing.
Yeah.
Of the monster. I said the thing. Well, it.
But
different movie.
I think that's something they're probably going to go into more depth in the adult.
Mm-hmm.
When they're adults, because they do a lot of the research more when they're adults.
That's true.
Than when they're kids. I mean, they kind of glanced over it. They were like, "Oh, he's been around for centuries. He's got like the logging camp, and there's always a thing that happens every 27 years, whatever."
Mm-hmm.
So.
Well, I heard it was still pretty accurate.
Still really good. It's still really accurate. And I think. I hope they do go more into that in the second part, but I didn't like that they just glanced over it.
The origin.
They just like showed pictures and said there was a logging camp, and I was just like, no, come on, please just explain it once.
Well, maybe they're going with the whole, the more you explain it, the less scary it is.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know.
But hey,
it's still pretty scary regardless.
Well, Pennywise is creepy. He's a creepy concept.
Exactly, like
he's a good monster.
I mean, yeah. He's still a scary monster regardless of what his origin story is and what he was.
His motivations.
Yeah.
He's just an evil guy, right?
Yeah.
Just an evil dude.
At the end of the day.
Trying to eat kids. He's hungry. You gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, on that note, Nick, I'm going to close out this podcast. Thank you for being here.
Yeah, definitely. I don't mind.
Yeah. Well,
I'm not doing anything at midnight. No.
Well, they don't know. We could be doing this at 6 in the morning, right?
No, it's definitely 1 a.m. right now. I don't know.
All right. Well, the truth comes out. That's true. No, thank you for coming by.
Mm-hmm.
I know you're a hard-working man like me. Here to talk about geeky stuff, but I'd like to have you on some other time.
Definitely. I'm
going to try to get your brother on, and I'm trying to cycle through with people. And
are you trying to get Tanner on or Adam?
I've asked Tanner. He said he'll try to come on. I might actually ask him to come on next. Adam, I know he's busy, so I mean, if
he has a full-time job and a full-time girlfriend. He's
got a full-time job, full-time girlfriend. I know, but if he ever wants to come on, I'm telling you, that trifecta of brothers on a podcast. The three blondes.
What would we talk about? We don't have anything like in common.
Well, you guys have something in common. You guys
parents.
Grew up in this. We share the same genes. I don't know. It would just be funny to see. I think just for the visuals alone.
I guess. I don't know.
I'm sure if Adam got on here, he'd probably be like talking to me about existentialism or something.
Yeah, which I don't know very much about. So.
I mean, if you take
Tanner, I'm sure knows nothing.
If
Tanner knows nothing beyond the computer realm.
Well, you guys could also. I'm sure that if Tanner comes on here, he's just going to tell me about building his computer and his table. I'm trying to get him to do Let's Plays. So many things. Many things. But, projects for another time.
Are you trying to get him to do Let's Plays of what?
Well, the thing was, it's just I wanted to kind of, maybe it's best it'll never be recreated, but one of the things he wanted to kind of do with my channel was to kind of boost his own channel, I guess, at some point. He wanted to do Let's Plays of classic games with me. And we did a Let's Play of the original Elder Scrolls Arena.
Yeah.
And we just played that for like an hour and just got lost and we're just kind of, making fun of it. It was a good time. And we were like, we could try to make this a thing do once in a while. But then everything crashed. Like he lost it all somehow.
Oh, he didn't record properly.
I don't know, something happened with the recording software and we've been talking about wanting to try and do it at some point. And he's been building this computer for like the last year, so.
I'm always down for shitty Let's Plays.
Yeah, exactly. I'd like to do more sometime.
We could do. I'm trying to think what's some good Let's Plays we could do. I have a lot of good shitty games.
Yeah.
I have all the original Tomb Raiders.
I have never played any of the Tomb Raiders.
Oh, dude, they're bad.
But they're so classic.
They're so classic. They're fun. But I mean, for what they were at the time, they were really good. But man, they
did not age well?
No, not at all.
That doesn't surprise me.
Unless you're into pointy tits, then they're fine.
Well, I mean, that was the big draw, was the pixelated boobage back in the day.
So. That was just a graphical error. Somebody programmed it wrong. And
really?
It just came out like that.
I thought it wasn't intentional?
No, not at all. If you look like the original art and stuff, it was just like, she was just normal. It was pretty average, pretty normal.
She wasn't Angelina Jolie.
I don't even know if she has huge tits, does she?
I think in comparison to other actresses, probably not. But I think that's why they cast her, is because Lara Croft wasn't super busty. I don't think.
No, I don't remember the movie. I don't remember.
I barely remember.
I don't watch TV. So.
But you played the Tomb Raider games from '96 or whenever they came out.
Yeah, just for nostalgia value.
Well, hey, that's cool, man. I'd be down for it sometime if I can get it to work on anything.
Well, that's the thing. I can just stream it over to you, and you can just watch me play it or whatever, and we can just shit on it.
Yeah, that'd be
cool.
Yeah, well, hey.
I can do that with any Steam game, really. I can just play it, and you can just.
Yeah, you can do it on your channel.
I mean, I guess. Yeah.
You can make that expand the subject.
River Goblin is more of just like magic.
Okay, well then you can make another channel. Is that too much work?
It's not that it's too much work. It's just like, I don't know. We just do Let's Plays on your channel for now. If people actually like it, then I can do it.
Everybody just wants to use my channel to experiment.
Well, because you want to do Let's Plays.
Well, the idea was I wanted to collectively get all my friends on here and do different things depending on what everyone wanted to do. And some people did Let's Plays, like Wheeler and Will and Jesse did the Dark Souls thing a couple times.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's cool. I don't even really care, but we'll see where things go.
Yeah.
It's plans for another time. And anyway, thanks, Nick, for coming on.
Yeah,
and,
definitely.
And if you can hunt down that Dragon Ball Z game or find me a link or something,
Oh, definitely. I will read the rules. I will get them played correctly.
I will look at it, and I would like to try and play it. Maybe we can even do a video
on stream. Yeah.
Yeah, why not? We'll stream. I don't care. Whatever. It's beautiful. Anyway, guys.
The game is terrible. But...
Oh, I'm sure it is, but that's the fun part. You know, that's you don't want to play a good game. That's just too easy.
Yeah, definitely. It's too easy.
All right, everybody.